What is Resident Evil 4? What is that?
Waffles.
Waffles.
Waffles. And I'll tell you why. My dad was never home growing up. He was either at work or like flew somewhere for work. So he would just buy us stuff to eat for the month. You know the packages of waffles usually come in like a pack of 10? I would eat a pack of waffles for breakfast. Okay? I was like 13 or 12 whenever Resident Evil 4 was out.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and eat waffle after waffle playing Resident Evil 4.
That is insanity. Hello and welcome to level 133. That's right. Of the Thoughts and Players podcast, the gaming podcast with both takes and no strings attached. I am Jeremy, here with my compadre David.
What up?
There you go.
Sorry, it's been a minute. I had to get into
into
character.
The magic is there. Yeah. So, first off, hey, maybe you're thinking, where have you been? You know,
hibernating.
Exactly. Been super busy. Got caught up. Not a lot of time to record. Even more edit, get it up. Mad dash sprint of things in life, but we have moved past. I should say it's mostly my fault. I moved past that resistance, that phase, that area. So more back to more consistent uploads and availability, and trying to put different shorts and stuff out there. But however, it's not like we've been doing nothing. So I should kind of back up a little bit. So we did record some episodes. Again, I talked about not having the time to edit. So those episodes are unedited. They're in the ether. What we've decided to do is make those available as bonus episodes for our patrons, because we talk about some cool, very interesting topics in those episodes. But we felt like because of the time that it passed, they wouldn't be as relevant to you guys winning our opinions and insights on things that are happening right now in gaming, right? So that'll be available. Kind of we'll talk about when those will be available. Obviously, social media posts will go up about them. You may even see some shorts or clips from those episodes just to kind of give you an idea of what we were talking about. But that's the plan. So we're here right now in the somewhat present, right, to give you more relevant and present insight and feedback and opinions on things, right? You're here for bold takes, and I think you want bold takes that are relevant, not old takes. Right?
Yeah, bold, more like mold.
That's exactly. I mean, I wasn't saying that. Great joke. But that's exactly. Follow what he's saying. You want bold, not mold
takes.
I know you don't want moldy takes. You want boldy takes.
That's right.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, chickens, ducks, and hens, we are glad that you are joining us on this level of the pod. Now we're going to jump into it the way we've always jumped into it, starting with our first segment where we talk about the games that we are playing. So, David, I can take this one first. It's a little bit of a labyrinth, but I think I can work my way through it.
I'm going to follow the maze, see if I can get out.
Okay. I think you've mentioned before you're a fan of Maze Runner, right? That's like a thing.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? All right. So games I've been playing. Well, the primary game, console game that I have been playing, that I have not really been playing because I'm busy or have been busy, is Rise of Ronin. I'm still in it. If I was able to play it the way I would have been able to play it when I had my streak going, I might have been done with it. So I'm a little miffed with that, but I'm still playing it. I'm still exploring the world, getting into it. I'm really enjoying the game. I have absolutely no doubt that I'm going to end up completing that game. So that's the console game I've been playing. Now, again, I'm a gamer. I try to find ways to play games. So I have been playing some mobile games because that's those things that have been accessible to actually like find time to play. If you were to ask me, well, then what's the game you've actually been playing the most? It's not sexy. It's Solitaire. On my phone, it's Solitaire. But guess what, guys? Solitaire is a classic. It's tried and true. And started playing Solitaire when I was little, and I've been actually learning more strategies as I've gone back to play it just to try to get into it. So I've been playing a lot of Solitaire. And then there's this mobile game, you might have seen ads for it, called We Are Warriors. It's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know if tower defense is the right word, but I think it's that, right? But it's like you spawn troops on timers, and like you get more coins, and your coins can actually speed up your time, your spawn time. It's like you can spawn troops faster, and that's you kind of like create like you get these waves, and the larger waves of soldiers you're able to make is how you're able to beat the computer and eventually destroy their tower or castle or whatever, and then move on to the next phase, the next map, essentially, right? It's
Okay.
interesting because it is difficult, and most of the time, like mobile games are they're designed for you to be grindy, and this game is grindy, but it's also just genuinely difficult, which has made it more interesting. The hook is a little bit deeper. So
Right.
I've been playing that. It's like you jump in ages, right? So you start in, let's say, like the caveman age, you spawn cavemen, and then you move up to like the middle age and you spawn like knights, and then you move up to the modern age and you spawn riflemen, right? Like that's kind of how it works. And there's like three different levels of troop you can spawn in each of these maps. There's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. The tier 3 is obviously the strongest troop. The basic strategy that I've kind of learned from this is just you grind and get killed and get killed and grind coins until you can buy the strongest troop, and then you just completely just spawn and keep spawning and spamming the strongest troop. That's essentially how you win, right? So
All
but
right.
I've been playing that. I've been getting into that for a good bit, which I hate because I feel like there's other things that are better. And then every once in a while I get a little miffed because I get a ad for this game called King Shot on mobile. And I'm not sure if you've gotten the ad for this.
No.
I kid you not, David. I kid you not. This game is a one-for-one ripoff of Thronefall. It even uses some of the same graphical elements. Like they obviously have like different graphical elements they use in different animations, but conceptually it's the same. It's the same game. It's the same game mechanics. It's the same game concept. And like I said, some of the graphics, some of the UI graphics are actually like taken right from Thronefall. And so I'm like, oh, okay, you guys suck because you're going to have this grindy game where you try to, siphon a bunch of money off of people when you can just go buy this awesome game for $13 on Steam. That still continue to add stuff and grow. And I understand
Yeah.
phone versus being on the PC. I think they might be working on a mobile version of Thronefall, and if they do, I recommend you support that and not King Shot. But yeah, just notice that as a side. But that is basically the games I've been playing: Rise of Ronin in theory, and then Solitaire, and this We Are Warriors game.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. How
More
about you?
more than I thought that you would have been able to do.
It's just been crazy, but I've been trying to fit it in where I can.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Let's see what I've been playing. Uh, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. Season 2 started. They added Emma Frost. She's a tank and annoying. She has a pretty good kit. It's another freaking I forget what they're called, but like she can stop you mid alt, so you just like waste your alt. A counter.
Yeah.
That's what it is. She has a
Okay.
counter.
Yeah.
So she like grabs you and throws you on the ground. So if you're like Wanda or Iron Man or Penny Parker, anything that like does something before your alt actually like goes off, she can stop it. And
Oh,
it's
really?
insane. So not only do you have to make sure that she doesn't have her diamond form, which is the only way she can grab you, you have to make sure that Penny doesn't have her web shot and Spidey doesn't have his web shot and this and that. So there's so many already of these counters that just stop your alt. So I hope
Yeah.
it doesn't get too many in there, because
Right.
it's kind of what happened to Overwatch. There was a lot of counter moves, so where everything it was a headache. Like
Right.
I get it's a very important thing, and that's how people get to the highest rank, about being
Hmm.
good at the game and realizing who has what. But even bronze and stuff, you're not gonna know all that, and you're gonna get annoyed and flustered with
Yeah.
all these counter things,
Yep.
and you're not gonna want to play it.
Right.
But
Yeah. Exactly.
And this one, it drops you down 6 ranks. So I went from Grandmaster 2 to Gold 2. So working our way back up.
Yeah.
I've played very little finals. I'll go over when I'm just like losing a lot on rivals. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll play some finals. And I play a game and I'm like, this isn't any better. Even if I win. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
Kind
of like a change of pace thing, but it's just not. Yeah.
It's a change of pace, but it's not the right pace that I want the change to.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't really played much else. I play a lot of games on my phone as well. There's just one where you have to put the house together, has like different rooms, and they only go in one way.
Have not heard of this.
I think it's called Room Sort. It was just one of those stupid, like there's an ad every time you beat a level, blah blah blah. It's a stupid free game. But each level you have to you have all these rooms at the bottom, and then you have this house, and it's whatever shape it is for that level. And you have to fill them in, and each level has 3 rounds, and the third round is the hardest. So it's a little brain game.
Yeah.
So trying to keep them rolls in my brain as long as I can,
Right. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the the thing I was telling myself too with solitaire, right? It's a brain game. Keeps you thinking.
Yeah. Yep.
Keeps the mind fresh. I don't know if it does. I typically feel as dumb, if not dumber, sometimes getting done playing solitaire than I was before I was playing it. But I tell myself that to help with it. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I've been playing.
Okay. All right. We got the usual suspects mixed in with a different kind of mobile game. Neither of us, it sounds like, have gone back to Eat Venture, which is great.
No, I look at it, but I'm just like,
you still have it on your phone?
Oh yeah. I have the Samsung 22 Ultra Plus.
Okay.
So, and I got the terabyte hard drive. So I'll have to delete nothing ever.
Yeah. I got the I've got 128 gigabyte iPhone, but I will say that I have not played Eat Venture. I don't know how long, but I have not deleted it. It's still on my phone.
Yep, me
because
too.
I feel like when I'm in a pinch and I really need to go to someplace to really get my brain to shut off, I know that game does it. It's kind of like kind of in the hip. If I really, really need it, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's fairly easy, and it's a non-thinking, you just sit there and just, So that's good.
Just mindlessly tap stuff. Yeah. All righty. We've talked about what we've been playing. It's time to jump into our topics. A couple of good ones
good to me.
So I will start off with mine, and mine is based off of some recent information.
Okay.
And that is that I had mentioned in one of those episodes that would be available for patrons that there was a rumor afoot. And that rumor has been confirmed through leaks. What am I talking about? People.
What are you?
Oblivion is back.
Oh.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was rumored to be getting a remaster, and there were recent leaks that provided the confirmation. That's right. We are getting a remastered Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And I am ready, like a sucker, to hand Bethesda my money. Okay? I've talked before about how, like, if there was any game I would want remastered or remade in the Elder Scrolls series, it would be Morrowind. That's my favorite Elder Scrolls game. And I've talked about how, like, Skyrim, I put probably the most time in Skyrim of all the Elder Scrolls games, right? And I've said that Oblivion, I think, is maybe the worst of those recent ones. But the one that I have the most fond memories, the most, like, game moment memories of playing is Oblivion, okay? So, I mean, that's where I had my drug dealing mage, That's when I remember I was a wood elf assassin and I like shot someone in front of a statue and their body like fell into the water of the statue and no one knew what happened. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I just kind of walked up out of the shadows with a bow in my head, with a bow in my hand, and then someone turns to me and mutters something racist because I'm a wood elf, right? This is the game I remember all of that stuff, right? The great, you know, entry level, you know, when you're in prison, because you always start in prison or being imprisoned or being a prisoner. And you know, they're leading the emperor through, and the emperor is voiced by the incomparable Patrick Stewart, and he tells you that you must close shut the jaws of Oblivion. I mean, this is that game, man. So the fact that we're getting the remaster looks really good. Super excited for it. But with all that said, like I mentioned, it's rumored that this game, we're recording this, that this game is going to like launch in 2 weeks. That's probably not true, but that's the rumor. And if someone said, "Hey," essentially what's happening, you walk up to me out of the blue, you're like Billy Eichner on the street, and you say, "Hey, sir," and I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster, dropping in 2 weeks. Are you buying it?" I'm going to say, "Yeah, where do I send my money? And how much is it?" So I'm curious what for you are 1 or 2 or possibly 3 games where if you heard this instant, "Hey, we have a remaster of blank game, and if you want it, you've got to buy it right now," right? So to speak.
Right.
Do you have those games, and what are those games?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's. I gave you one of mine. Obviously, is Oblivion. It's happening right now, right? What's one of yours?
That's right. Okay, before I say what's one of mine,
yeah,
do you think they're remastering Oblivion because they can't do it to Skyrim anymore since they've redone that one like 80 times?
Right. That could be what's happening. I think there's a couple of things. One, they've just completely just exploited Skyrim to dust. 2, there was a lot of hype around a mod called Skyblivion, which was seeking to create Oblivion in the Skyrim engine. That was like really popular. Okay. So that obviously showed interest.
Right.
And then 3, Starfield is doing whatever it's doing. It's probably not putting the numbers that they really want, but it's there, right? And then 4, I think the popularity of Fallout 76 has waned as the show is kind of going on hiatus.
Right.
So I think this is another opportunity for them to make money with an existing IP. Remastering it is work. It's not as much work as developing a new IP. We're doing all those things. I feel like it's an easy win. I will say that it's an easy win. I think everyone that loved Oblivion will get this. I think everyone that loved Skyrim will get this because their audience, the audience they had for Oblivion, is much smaller than the audience that eventually came from Skyrim. And a lot of people that played Skyrim didn't buy Oblivion, right? Maybe secondhand. This is an opportunity to get that audience on another IP that's in line, and you don't have to create a new IP. You're just creating a remaster of a game. You're getting all those sales back, you know?
Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So, I mean, this is probably typical of me, but my very first one I was thinking of was Twisted Metal 2.
Twisted Metal 2.
If they remastered that, remade it, whatever, I would go out there and buy a PS5 to play.
That's what I was going to. That's what I was going to ask. Not only buying the game, but if they were like, "Hey, it's PlayStation 5 exclusive," you'd be like, so you'd have to get, if you want it, you got to buy the game and a PlayStation 5 right now. You're like, what? You're like, here we go.
Let's go.
Like,
I'll
figure it out.
Around for? Let's get to the register. You got a Square card, whatever they're called on you. Look it up to your phone. Let's go. I need to go.
Yeah. Then you get someone, "Hey, you want to buy a Power Trade membership or whatever the hell they call it at GameStop?" Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
number 1.
I feel you. For me, the next one is one they're already doing. So I don't know if it's a cheat or not. I can add an additional one. But if someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, you got to buy this right now. We're doing a complete remake or a remaster of Fable. You want it?" Yes. Like, don't even ask me. Like, like you said, where's the register?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I'm going to immediately just go ahead and be like, no questions asked. I want to grab it. Right. Yeah, that's like, absolute no brainer for me.
I
Oh, go
would
ahead.
count it. It's just fortunate for you that it's just already a thing.
Yes, yes.
You know.
Yes. Which so with that, I'll add another one before I go back to you just to make sure I'm being more even on because the game is already happening, right?
Right. Right. Okay.
We could pick any of the older BioWare games, but I'll put it like this: if someone came to me and said, "Hey," and there was a rumor that this was happening at one point, "Hey, we're doing a remaster of Knights of the Old Republic. Do you want it?" I'm gonna say, "Bro, give me everything that's part of this thing. Where's the legendary deluxe edition where I get a fake little Darth
Mm-hmm.
Malik
Mm-hmm.
mask that doesn't fit that I can wear that I can put up right next to my Jin Sakai statue that doesn't exist?" You know what I'm saying? Like, give me that. So that's one game for sure. If that was remaster or remake, immediately where's the nearest place I can put my money to reserve this thing and get it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, not only did it have 3 of them, it's still it's being remade. What is it now? 20 years?
Which
15
one?
years from the original?
Oh, the Fable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Is it
So
like
I mean,
it's like 15 years. Yeah.
it's a good choice.
Yeah.
I like it.
I would
My
I would take a Knights of the Old Republic remake remaster over a Fable remake remaster any day though, to be honest.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never really heard anything bad about KOTOR. I've heard things about Fable and more than just from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that makes sense. My next one, I I mean, I guess it doesn't need one. It's a very simple game and it did look good. It was on the 360, but a remade or remaster of Mirror's Edge.
Yeah. Is this original Mirror's Edge, right? Not the
Yeah,
Catalyst one, right? Mirror's the other
correct.
original one. Oh man, yeah.
I
Oh, could you
spent
imagine
hours in
Mirror's
that
Edge
game.
and Unreal 5? Man, that'd look incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just think it would look so good because the people in that game already looked like good, like
Mm-hmm.
people for the graphics that we had back then. Who it I think it might be a little too good
Yeah.
for it to come out nowadays.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was
I can.
it's such a simple game, but it just reels you in. Just trying to run around the walls and fight the bad
Mhm.
guys and get to the end and have like the records, it's like top 100 of who finished it the fastest, and so that's really fun to try and beat people. It's so simple yet good time.
Right. Yeah. I wish it's interesting you mentioned that because that's an EA property and I don't know if I'm accurate on this or not, but it feels like EA is really particular with what they choose to remake remaster. Like I know they
Hmm.
did the Mass Effect remaster, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to think of like what else they've actually gone and did like an intentional remake remaster of
Hmm.
because it seems like they have especially like those early 2000s IPs and like 90s games like there's so much great like depth there for them to like go back and remaster or revisit those games. So like another game that I have is an EA game, and I think I've mentioned it before. I suppose I've been doing a bonus level, and I still might with Big Beer Josh solely on this game, and that game is Freedom Fighters, which is a EA game, EA published game. If they announced a remake or remaster for that, I'd be like, oh, game on, here's my money. Because that game had everything I wanted, right? It has the story of rebellion, and you're a soldier, and you build up an outpost, and you build up and command troops, and you have different weapons, and it's a compelling enough story to where you can really get invested in it. My concern now is that, like, based on the current environment, the storytelling may be a little heavy-handed. It may be a little too like dour. That's kind of like the tonality of storytelling a lot nowadays. But
Hmm.
I would still definitely be like, oh, bet because this game is one of those games that again I've always thought about. It's one of my favorite games that I've played in the past. And if you told me like if you ask, is it a great game? I would say, well, it's a really good game. But if it's one of those if it does it for you, it does it for you, right? But
Exactly.
it's totally understandable. It's understandable if you don't understand why someone would actually love that game. But for me, yeah, that's definitely up there.
I looked it up real quick because it sounded like a game I played, but it's not.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the game I played. My brother and I played it a lot. It was like 4 main characters. I think you guys were like police officers, and one of them was like big, like the Thing, except he wasn't like rocks. He was just a normal person.
Right. Oh man, why am I know
I
the game
You
that you're
might know
talking
it.
about, but I can't remember the name. But I got like I got the feeling of it. Does that make sense? Like I got the feeling of that of knowing that game and playing that game, but I can't remember oh god. That's gonna freaking bug me the rest of the night that I cannot think of this
It's
game.
exactly.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And then one of them was like a woman, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you had like the big like yeah. Um it's not like I'm trying to think. It can't be Crackdown, right? It's not Crackdown, is it?
No, I think it's 2 words.
Okay.
That's why the freedom fighter.
Yeah.
But it's gonna bother us either way. But that's not the
Yeah.
game I would remake.
Okay.
The next game I would remake would have to be uh Ocarina of Time.
Mm. That's a really good one.
It's so good. It's such a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Like not even graphics wise,
Yeah.
because even though those were the best graphics at the time, they're still god awful. But they make sense. They're it's the point of them. They're doing a great job at it. But just like the whole open free, like the what is it, the plateau or whatever, the
Yeah.
plains
Yeah.
you can walk around everything. It's just beautiful, and all the different kinds of the dungeons, and it's just such a good game. I
Yeah.
could only imagine. I've seen fans and stuff like make their own Ocarina of Time in the Unworld and Unreal Engine 5, and like it just looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Nintendo's graphics now, if they updated it to that, it would still look great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're basically asking them to take what 30 frames at 480p and give us 60 give us 60p at 1080. I mean, we're asking a lot from Nintendo, while also not asking that much from Nintendo. Yeah, it's yeah, for sure. But yeah, Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, of course. Um a last game that if you told me we're doing a remake remaster of it, I'm immediately getting it. Um Oh God. Actually, okay, I want to say it's a split. It's a split between two. I'm gonna list
Oh,
it two, but they're the same genre of game, and that's why.
okay.
So I know that they're doing it for the third game in the series. I would want them to do it for the second game in the series. So if you told me that you were doing a remake remaster of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, while
Mm-hmm.
also telling me that you're going to do a remaster remake of the original Splinter Cell, I would say give me that. I want that. Either one of those. Either one. I want that. I want that. Um, I think both of those games would benefit greatly from a remake remaster.
I
I
think
am
so.
I am forever perplexed by Ubisoft's inability to give us more Sam Fisher, though we asked for it. It's really it's strange. It's kind of the same thing with like PlayStation, where everyone's like, "Can you just give us a Bloodborne remaster? Like, can you just give us that?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you're gonna get the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster," and it's like no one asked for it. Can you give
Right.
us a
No.
Bloodborne remaster? It's kind of the same thing with Ubisoft, where they're kind of like, "Hey, here's another Assassin's Creed." It's like, okay, great, but can we get another Splinter Cell game? Oh, here's another what is it? Freaking here's another Far Cry. It's like no one asked for that. Can you give
No.
us another Sam Fisher game? Um,
Or even like a
that's the other one.
Siphon Filter.
Oh, we're going.
I don't even remember the last time when one of those came out.
That's because people only remember the first one. And I just all I remember from Siphon Filter, because again,
Is it
I was
the double stacked one. Remember how that sometimes the cases would have like it'd be
yeah.
like two. Is that the first one?
I can't remember for
I
sure.
can't remember either, but
All
that's the one I had.
all I remember is they try to start it off exciting. I don't know if you remember the beginning of Siphon Filter. It spawns in, your guy is just in the street. He's just in the middle of the street. And then you're supposed to start running. So all I can remember is this horribly pixelated, because original PlayStation graphics are the ugliest games in the history of ever.
They're blocks, literally blocks.
Exactly. So all I do is just remember this blocky running filter, and then like this explosion that's supposed to happen. Like explosion happens in this building, and that's supposed to be like, oh, it's intense. Oh, you're running, and there's an explosion. But because it looks so terrible, I remember like not being moved at all by that, right? And I think about like, you think about the PlayStation as the same gen as a Nintendo 64. And I think about the way that I felt in the opening sequence of Resident Evil 2 versus which was full of emotion and terror, right? And fear, genuine fear. And the Siphon Filter is supposed to make me feel like, oh, some stuff's happening. It's actiony. And I'm just like, this looks dumb. Like it just looks dumb. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
Siphon Filter, I don't know if it's a strong enough PlayStation IP to ever get some life re-injected into it. But you know, it's an IP.
I found the game.
Okay.
I sent you the cover. I want to see if it's the right game.
You sent me the cover.
On
okay, I'm gonna
Facebook
check it.
Messaging.
I'm gonna check it real quick. We are doing this live.
Yes.
It's called. Let me see. Yes, I remember
Fighting
this game.
Fighting Force.
So
you said Freedom Fighter, and the
Yep.
fighting clicked. I was like, "Is that the game?"
Yes. Oh my god, I remember this.
Yeah.
And like the big guy could like, because I saw a little JPEG where you have the big guy like fighting cops, it looks like, and then like there's a cop car. Couldn't the big guy like pick up the cop car, but like the other people couldn't?
Maybe that was his thing. He was really strong.
Yeah.
Wait, there was a Fighting Force 2?
They're probably, I mean, look, these games, when you're talking about PlayStation, Nintendo era games, so many terrible games got sequels. You cannot keep, and I mean like not even like one sequel, like a series. There might be 9 of these bastards, and we don't even know, because the one was barely good and the rest of them were just terrible, but they just kept making them.
Just the cover of it looks terrible.
Yeah 100%.
Dang. Well, I'm glad I never knew about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have lost where we are. Was it my turn to go?
Do you have another one?
I mean, probably. There's a lot of games I would like to play again. You know, I could name all the other Twisted Metals as well.
Yeah. And I'm also trying to keep it in mind of like games that I wish there were remaster remakes of versus ones that I know I would go out and buy absolutely day one.
Right.
So all those are ones that I would buy day one. If I would offer one last one, it's a game that I did not own, but I played it. My friend had it, and I was just enthralled by its storytelling and what it was. And that's a game called The Getaway. It's basically like British kind of gangster, right?
Okay.
I think if you made that game now with the like kind of like caliber of writing and like voice acting you could do for that game, it probably turn out completely awesome. And obviously like I'm always into like gangster games. So I play like the Mafia games and Grand Theft Auto. So obviously I buy pretty much any crime game, but that one specifically, if you were like, hey, this is getting a remake remaster, right? I would be like, oh, okay, go ahead. You know, they have freaking like Tom Hardy or some crap doing the voice to it or something, you know. That's a day one for me. But I'd say I pretty much covered the gamut of what would be day ones. There might be other ones that I'm not thinking of, but those are the ones that pop to mind.
Got it. I have one more.
Okay.
I just thought of it. And only because I'm picky and I didn't like the other ones, but Dynasty Warriors 4.
Specifically Dynasty Warriors 4.
Specifically 4.
Yeah.
I really like 4, and I don't know why. Like I tried 5, I tried 6. I might have tried 7, I don't know, but I didn't like them.
Yeah. Here's the thing, so you know that they did basically a soft reboot of the franchise. So the last one they just put out here is called Dynasty Warriors. Or I
Yeah,
think it's called Dynasty Warriors
I played the
Origins
demo
or something. Yeah.
because you talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So I don't know if they will do a remake remaster of 4 specifically. I did play 4 on PlayStation emulation on my PC, and it's great. It's fun. It's great. It's a great game. But that would be a day one for you, huh? Like, hey, specifically,
So
we've
good.
remade remastered Dynasty Warriors 4, and you'd be like, oh, immediately, and they'd be like, well, what about 5? You'd be like, no. What about 3? No.
No, thank you.
4? Yeah, specifically just 4.
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Well, that is it for my topic.
All right. Let's move to the next one.
Yeah.
What we got here is we're gonna compare tomatoes to pixels. Okay. Where we're going. So we're gonna take games that we play and say what kind of food we feel like they are.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I can do this. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll go first.
Okay.
So let's start with the finals.
Okay.
So we know that I really loved the game, and it was like my main game for like half a month. Right?
I'd even say maybe a month.
Maybe a month.
Yeah.
You might be right. So I really liked it. Now I kind of like it. I'll look at it, I'll eat it, but I'm never really like fiending for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the cult classic, chicken tenders and fries.
The finals is your chicken tenders and fries.
Yes. Because like
okay.
Almost generally speaking, everyone loves those growing up.
Yeah, you get. Everyone's had a chicken
them.
tender. Yeah, everybody's had a tendies and fries.
Yeah, and I'll still get them like once or twice a year. Yeah. Just because.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good representation for me.
Okay. I like it. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. That's the first one. Get the first one out there. Start the rolling.
Okay.
The dough rolling.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I will say that I'm gonna go with like recent kind of like larger console PC games that I've played. I am going to say that for me, one of the games that I talked about before that I relatively recently played and finished was Expeditions Rome, right? And I talked about how like I've been kind of having the itch to jump back into it. I would compare Expeditions Rome to a smoked brisket, right? And here's why.
Yeah, buddy.
Briskets are rich, all right? Like you get a brisket, you get a couple, 2, 3, 4 slices of it. It's rich. It fills you. You're done. You know what I'm saying? It's satisfying. There's depth to it, right? That's that game. However, you have brisket maybe 2, 3 times a year. And brisket takes hella long to smoke. And that's this game. This game is hella long, right? I talked about how I got like 60 hours in it to get to the end. It's super long. I might play a game like this or like play specifically Expeditions Rome once, twice. If I'm like on like Coke 3 times a year. Otherwise, that's kind of, it's really rich. It's just because there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of stuff in it. I would say that Expeditions Rome is a brisket. That's how I best compare it.
I like that.
Yeah. And not everybody likes a brisket, but everyone respects the process of making a brisket. And that's what they feel like that game is too. Like you might not like that type of game, but once you like see what all is in the game, the detail, the richness, the depth, you can respect what that game is. And I feel like that's brisket.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. That's a good one.
Thank you.
I am gonna go with Marvel Rivals next.
Okay.
And I feel like that one is I don't know the name of it, but it's a thing you can get like, Myers, Kroger's. It's like a pasta salad that's in a box. I think it's a Betty Crocker. I think it has the red spoon. And
Mm-hmm.
it has like the Velveeta noodles, the little shells,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like carrots and peas,
Yeah.
and it's like a bacon ranch
Yeah.
thing. You know exactly what I'm talking
I know.
about, don't you?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think that's what that is, because I absolutely love that pasta, and like I could just pick it up and eat it at any given time, and I don't because I eat the whole box.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I absolutely love that pasta, and I'm hooked on Rivals, so it feels like a good comparison.
It's a it's a quick, easy dish that satisfies, that you get hooked on, right? And it's just kind of like very accessible too. So that makes sense. You're lining it
Yeah,
up with
literally
Marvel Rivals.
all you have to do is boil the noodles and mix the sauce, if that's what you call it.
Yeah.
The ranch powder and with some mayo, and then you're good.
Okay. I got you. I feel you. I feel
I'm
you.
I'm, I'm glad you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's so good.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to say that oh, 100%. I know exactly what this is. Or what I've got going. Um, Whenever I want a taste of childhood, familiar, that I know exactly what I'm doing, right? It's not necessarily an entree, a meal. It's more of a snack. And I think it fits. That snack is red hot, better made red hot potato chips. I love these things. In that red
Okay.
bag. It's the distinct flavor of the barbecue, of the red hot, the saltiness of it. Right, there's a little bit of a tingle, but not much. It's mostly just the flavor and the salt. And I can inhale a bag like it's nothing. I have to like honestly try to
Oh,
keep myself.
I've been there, man.
Yeah, the game that is a better made red hot potato chip, that bag, that game is Fable,
Oh,
because Fable, it's easy. I talked before about how like it's not a very difficult RPG. You can go back to it. I go back and I play Fable and I'm like, oh, okay, this is me when I'm 11 or 12 or whatever it is again. And I was super excited for this game. Right. And like, so it's a little bit of that childhood back, but it's just easy to get into. I can just like I can go through a bag of red hot like nothing. I can go through Fable like nothing.
hmm
Right. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm done. I've completed my however many playthrough of it. And then when I'm, hungry or desiring a little bit of taste of my childhood again, I'll grab another bag of that red hot potato chips or another playthrough of Fable. Super easy. That's what I would say
Oh, yeah,
Fable is. Yeah.
that's a good one. Um, Funny fact, I am a fan of most of Michigan's stuff, like Fago, Werner's,
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. But for some reason, I just do not like Better Made.
I can understand that. I can see that. It's not, it's I would say that the quality of it compared to something like a Frito Lay's maybe isn't there, or even like what is it, Uncle Jay's or something, right? Like
hmm
not quite there. But for me, the red hot, better made potato chip,
Right, specifically.
it's that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with. I'm kind of with you. I don't really mess with any other types of flavors. I might get the regular barbecue if they don't have the red hots. But
hmm
otherwise, it's either red hot or bust. Like I'm either getting a red hot or better maids, or I'm not getting any better maids. I'm getting something else. I'm getting sun chips, like that has a completely different taste and texture,
Right.
over something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see my next one. Okay, so I haven't played this in a long time, but I do want to mention it.
Mm.
Okay. And I feel like this is like Wagyu steak, right?
Mm.
It's just amazing. And it's not something you want to get all the time. And I'm telling you, this one, it's Omno.
Okay. I don't know. It's a Wagyu steak, huh?
Yeah. Okay, it's it's great that you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's such a beautiful game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's simple. It's a steak. Boom. You know, but like it's
Right.
so intricate yet smooth and easy and delicious. It's delicious for your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. I can get that. I get that. I get that. Um, Thinking about food and games. Well, here's what I'll say. I love. If you ask me what my favorite food is, pizza. Obviously, who doesn't not like pizza?
So many variables.
I know,
So good.
and it's a good. This is a good thing though. That may be in line with that. So when I think about a pizza, I have a pizza. Like I said, pretty often. Um, but also when I think about a pizza, I'm thinking about something that I know that I'm going to enjoy. I go back to and I'm going to have a ball with it, and it's going to give me everything that I want, as well as have that variability, right? Because sometimes get pizza toppings, the sauce, the crust, whatever can be different, even though you know what a pizza is. A pizza is a pizza.
Yeah.
And I feel like, for me, that's the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim is a pizza, okay? Because you're gonna have you're gonna have that variability. Remember, we're talking about Skyrim. We're talking about Bethesda bugginess too. There's gonna be a little bit of variability in every single Skyrim playthrough that even though you know it, you know the missions, you know the characters, you know the stories, you know all that stuff. All that stuff is there. A Skyrim is a Skyrim, just like a pizza is a pizza. But there's something about knowing exactly what you're going to get and having that taste, while also again having some of that different variability, some of those different things that happen. I feel like that's Skyrim. I know exactly what I'm going to get when I go through and I play the Dark Brotherhood storyline. But some weird bugginess or something may happen. You know what I'm saying? I might see a horse get yeeted across the map that's never got yeeted that way before. And all of a sudden it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like every playthrough, something weird and zany happens, and it's a little different, but you know what you're getting. And that's why I feel like it's a pizza.
I like that, because like the buds and stuff you're just talking about, horses getting yeeted. Say you get a meat lover's pizza, but you find a mushroom in your box.
Right.
That's the horse flying away. Like
exactly.
What is happening?
Yeah, you're getting the meat lovers and all, and you're like, why is a green olive in this? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happens. Is that you'll be in Skyrim and you'll have your level whatever character, you're on your horse and you're going to fight a giant, and then your horse gets yeeted across the map, and then the giant kills you. Why? Because the game yeeted your horse.
Yeah.
Right. It's just and that may be. I know that happened to me in my last playthrough. That hadn't happened to me before in the decades plus I've been playing this game. Right. So, yeah, I feel like that's where it fits.
I agree. That actually is a great comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can really. I'm not. Ooh.
I got a question. If you don't have any more, then I'll ask you.
Okay.
Some to describe what they are.
Okay.
What is The Last of Us Part 1? What food is that?
Oh God. That's Thanksgiving dinner.
That's Thanksgiving dinner. That's the whole dinner, right? So that's the meat and all the sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of that one, but that's what it made me think of instantly, was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You got the main course. You got this awesome story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your sides, which is just leveling up your stuff. These little side characters, just like the scenery. Green bean casserole. This amazing scenery throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
I like.
Just Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving
dinner.
Yeah. I like that.
Me too. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. What is let's go with Resident Evil 4. What is that?
Oh God. Waffles.
Waffles.
Waffles, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So my dad was never home growing up. He was either at work or was off away, like flew somewhere for work,
Yeah.
right? So he would just buy us stuff to eat for the month.
Okay.
I would sit there, the packages of waffles usually come in like a pack of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would eat a pack of waffles for breakfast. Okay. I was like 13 or 12, somewhere in there, whenever Resident Evil 4 was out.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and eat waffle after waffle, playing Resident Evil 4.
That is insanity.
It is, because I'll
Yeah.
eat 2 waffles now. I'm like, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost got a flashback to, I've mentioned before that one of my favorite shows is Trailer Park Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an episode where one of the characters, Ricky, his dad's house, he burns his dad's trailer down by accident.
Dang.
And they're trying to get food and stuff. And I forgot if it's 6 or 9. It might have been 9. Where he had like 9 cans of ravioli that he was going to save to eat throughout like whatever time. And Ricky got drunk and high and ate all 9 cans of ravioli in one night. And so he's like ashamed that he ate that much ravioli in one night. And that made me think, we were like, I'll just eat the pack of 10 of waffles. You know what I'm saying? I'll just knock them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel it. That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I know as a kid, I knocked out like stuff. I mean, when I was younger, like, man, I think about some of the stuff we've talked about this before. Like, you think back on some things when you were younger and you're like, how did you even do? Like, I would inhale a 2 liter of Pepsi, like nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes even like
gone.
Like 1.5, 2. And I think about it now and I'm like, how did you even? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it is crazy stuff. Waffles.
I have a few for you.
Okay, yeah.
You asking me some. I'm curious about your what is it called? The City Skylines?
City Skylines?
You've put quite a bit into that one, right?
I have. What is City Skylines? City Skylines. Oh man. City Skylines is like, you know what? City Skylines is a fried bologna sandwich. Okay? Where it's comfort. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's familiar, it's accessible, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, you know, it's again, it's not like a Sim City. A Sim City is just a regular bologna sandwich. Okay, but whatever. City Skylines is a fried bologna sandwich. You've upped it a bit. You know what I'm saying? You put some heat to it. That's what City Skylines for me is, a fried bologna sandwich.
I like that. I hate bologna. Never ate them, but that was good. Yeah, it's comfort, easy. I have a question about that now. Do you slice the bologna? Do you just cut the half line, or do you let it just cook?
I get it sliced. I get it. Oh, do you mean like in the slice?
Yeah, it's like the bologna comes in around. I know my grandma, she would start in the middle and just cut down, so that way when it cooks, it kind of like...
yeah. See, what I do is that I know exactly what you're talking about. It depends. So growing up, my parents even did it a little bit different, right? I think like my dad would cut in the middle, right? So he would cut in the middle like you were saying your grandma did to get, you know what I'm saying? But I thought my dad did a lot of weird things. So I'm like, I don't do this. Now my mom, she cuts it, she puts little slits on the sides. And that does the same thing. So that's how I do it. Little 2-3 little slits here on the side keeps it from cupping up. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. What's another one? Crap. Banner Lords, right? Lords?
Mountain Blade Banner Lords.
Banner Lords, yes.
You know what? Banner Lords it's a ham.
Ooh,
Banner Lords is
a whole ham.
It's a whole ham. It's a whole ham. And here's the thing about Banner Lords being a whole ham is it's surprising how much more of it you'll eat than you thought you would. That's why it's a ham.
Dude, no, that's so true.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Christmas dinners, Easters, you know, stuff like that, people always have ham. And I'm just like, you know, I'll eat a slice
Yeah.
because they got it. And I don't want to be rude.
Mm-hmm.
We know no one's going to eat all of it. But then
Right.
you eat that slice and then you go for seconds. You're like, you know what? I'm going to grab another piece of ham.
Yeah. You think I might get 1 or 2 slices max. And then before you know it, you're 5, 6 slices in, especially if they've done the baking and stuff. And some parts, some slices fall into the juice and they're all saturated with the ham juice. You're like, let me go ahead and just grab this little piece because this isn't really a slice. Guess what, bitch? It is a slice. Okay.
It is.
So you're surprised at how much more of that ham you eat than you thought you would.
Exactly.
Always. Yeah.
Dude, that is such a good one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay. That Bannerlord one, that's a good one. Yeah, because I've put 60, 70 hours in the Bannerlord, I think.
Right.
And that's like one of the games where I'm like, oh, I've put this time into it. I know I'm going to put more into it. It's not like a game where you put maybe 20, 30 hours into and you're like, okay, well, I'm done. I'm not going to go back and play this again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So even like a game that I love, like Final Fantasy 16, I'm probably not going to go play that again. But Bannerlords, I'll put the same amount of time in and be like, all right, I know I'm going to go play this again. It'll end up with at 100, 150, 120, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One that I'll give you, and then we can move on. That I just thought about. It's going back to more like a snack, because you kind of mentioned before like some examples we were talking about of like a Rice Krispie or something that's like like a snack that's like really addicting and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite snack is peanut M&Ms. I love peanut M&Ms.
Okay, I love peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
So good.
Destroy them. I'll just destroy a bag, not even thinking about it. Right? Like my peanut butter M&Ms in game form is Wildermyth. You can even Wildermyth or Thronefall if you want to, but I'll say Wildermyth. Because it's like, I look at that game and I'm like, I put 50 hours into this, I can easily put another 100, 150 just playing the same stories over again. You know what I'm saying? There's so much variability and interest in it, and it's just so easy. It's just familiar, right? So I'd say that's my last one. Wildermyth is peanut M&Ms.
I like it.
Yeah. But yes, Bannerlord is a ham. Do you have a ham game? Can you think of a ham game?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think if you've mentioned any games before that are kind of like that would kind of be similar to like the ham description. Would you say Dead by Daylight is ham?
No.
Okay.
Because that, since it's came and gone like twice already, I feel that's more of a
That's probably kind of like a roast beef sandwich or something, huh?
Maybe like a fast food. Like I don't really eat fast food anymore.
Yeah.
But every like once in a great while, it's like, you know what?
It's a Whopper.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
A Whopper is a great example.
It's a Whopper.
Because I haven't had Burger King in like 4 years until like 2 days ago. And I had a Whopper.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Yep.
So I'll go with that.
You. Yeah. Okay.
But a ham, wow.
Yeah.
I can't think of one at least right off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I think I did. Okay. The one time Steam doesn't want to work, there it is. She Will Punish Them. I think that's a ham. That's a ham game. Cause I got it for obvious reasons. I'm like, I'll try it. It's whatever. You go to these levels, you kill the bad guys, you get gold, you buy weapons and armor, you go back out. It's one of those kind of games.
Yeah.
And I'm not really usually into those kind of games, but I still go back and play this game every so often. I only have 12 hours into it, but I've played it like 9 or 10 times.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing it for a long time when I play it, but I do keep coming back for more. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's a ham game.
Okay, yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and I think Banner, because I would think maybe at one point I would have even said that Valheim is a ham for me, but Bannerlord for sure. Because when I think about games, I'm going to go back to. I think about Bannerlord way before I think about Valheim. So
Right.
yeah, that's interesting. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, you're near the end of a level, which means it's time for final thoughts. Where we can give a final thought about anything that is related or unrelated to this podcast episode. So, who wants to give a final thought first?
I'll go.
Okay.
All right. So we know that I've been getting back into the Pokemon trading card game and stuff, and I've been getting some of my cards graded.
Yeah.
And I originally sent in 2 of them on January 31st, right? I sent in these 2.
Okay.
And you can see the number is I just look at it is 107, right? And on February 8th, so 9 days later, because my son wanted to put in his Charizard,
Okay.
which came back at 10.
Oh, nice.
So it went from a $200 card to a $900 card. And on that one, this is one of them. It is 108. So in 8 days, they checked in over 1 million. Like PSA is booked.
Oh wow.
It is crazy. Like they actually had to extend their return time for regular customers, I guess, because you can do like a fast one. You just pay more for them.
Yeah.
But 1 million, an 8-day difference.
Wow. That is insane.
It is.
Have you? Would you know about how many cards you got graded so far, or do you have any other ones that you're waiting on?
Yeah, I got 6 so far, and I just turned in 10 more.
Okay.
Last weekend.
Okay.
So who knows how long that's gonna be? Because
So
I went from 45 days to 60 days. So I'm looking at June, July up. I might get them back.
Yeah.
It's a process, but
yeah,
it's the easiest money.
Yeah.
If you get the decent grades.
Right. And like you usually with like you're planning to resell those, you're taking them to a place, or are you just finding private sellers or private buyers, I guess?
So far I've just been putting them up on Marketplace.
Okay. Has been going all right?
Been going all right. I made some trades already, and somebody's buying some on Saturday. So it's going.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That's my final thought.
Cool. My final thought, I think I'm just going to continue because it's just kind of like on my mind. I know that Phil Spencer did a recent interview. There's some marketing out there about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, right? Being on PS5 now and different stuff like that. But then also talking about new upcoming Xbox games, and obviously you have this Oblivion leak. I don't know if Xbox is getting their head out of their you know what or not. All I really know for sure is I would assume probably not. All I can say is that the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake has me super duper jazzed. I have not been excited for a game like this since Starfield, and that was a letdown. But I know what Oblivion is, and even though I talked about another interesting tidbit is even though I talk about Oblivion is where I have the most like core game memories, it's also the Elder Scrolls game that I've played the least. So it'll be fun to jump back into this Elder Scrolls iteration of the world that I am least familiar with all the iterations, and kind of do more in-depth exploring that I did in Skyrim that I didn't really do with Oblivion. And so like I know obviously you can download all of the games on Game Pass now and play them. I'm not going to do that when I know this is coming up. I'm just going to wait for this. I don't know if this is coming to Game Pass or not. I'm assuming that it would, and if that's the case, then I'm going to download it day one. Your boys got it. If it's not, I'm going to go buy it day one. Your boy's going to have it, and I'm going to play it. But yeah, just like super, like really excited. This is what I was talking about, like games kind of coming out of nowhere. Like I have other games lined up. Like I was going to buy the new Dynasty Warriors Origin. I was going to buy Kingdom Come Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? Those games have already came out and months before, right? And then the next game I was looking forward to was Ghost of Yoti, right? I'm like, I already know what I'm going to get. And then this comes out of nowhere and you're like, oh, well, that just kind of messes up the whole apple cart.
Right.
But it's kind of cool when that can happen. When you have a game that pops up that you're really excited about, that you kind of didn't know about, or it just kind of had this quick announcement and you're like, oh, cool, this is something else for me to really dig my teeth into. And the fact that it's something I'm really familiar with, I know that I'll feel at home while it also feeling new. And that's a really cool thing too. So mostly just excitement around that. And like I said, when Ghost of Yotei comes and when I eventually grab the Dynasty Warriors Origins, which I hear is like 30 something hours, maybe jump into that. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's my final thought, man, is Oblivion is back.
Sounds good to me.
That's right. Oblivion back is so are we. So thank you. That brings us to the end of level 133 of the Thoughts and Players podcast. If you liked what you heard, please share, like, and subscribe to the podcast on your preferred podcast service. We are also on the socials like Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok. You can catch us all there. And then also we upload video versions of the podcast once again weekly to YouTube. You can check us out there, as well as some other cool, interesting things that we usually upload there. Because I got derailed, other things that we had set up to go out, like the Sniper Elite 4 review, or no, 5 or whatever, Resistance review. That's going to go out pretty soon because I want to get that terrible game out of my way. It is it's essentially like this kind of Loch Ness monster that's looming over me. For some reason, I was trying to think about how to describe it, and all I could do is picture Lapras. So that shows that your Pokemon's corrupted me. As well as some other things that we'll have out as well. So be sure to check those out. But that is it for me. David, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Peace.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next level.